everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Emmy here. Welcome back to my, I would say bedroom, but it's my living room, so it's not that. It's hot as a motherfucker in here, so if you see me sweating or if my makeup moves, don't say anything. All right? This video we're talking about Nut. She is one of the oldest deities in the Egyptian pantheon, all right? And I'm actually very excited to share her story. So a little background about Nut. She is a part of the creation story in ancient Egypt. Her dad is air, that's Shu. Her mom is Tefnut, who is the goddess of water. Nut is goddess of the sky, goddess of the cosmos, the universe, astronomy, astrology, anything with the sky, that's Nut, okay? Her husband, who's actually her brother, his name is Geb, and Geb represents the earth. They're the four metaphysical deities in the pantheon, right? So Geb and Nut, who are their siblings, but they're also husband and wife, they had 4 kids, and their 4 kids play pretty big roles in ancient Egypt. Osiris, who was the god of the underworld and death to the deceased. Isis, who's the goddess of motherhood, magic, healing, rebirth. Balance is a word I like to use with her. Set, who was the god of storms, war, and chaos. So those are their 4 kids. That's a little background of the hierarchy of the pantheon, I guess. So normally when you see a picture of Geb and Nut, there is something in between them, and that is their dad. Shu's story was they're brothers and sister, but they're also married, right? And it was really hard to keep them separate. It's earth and sky, but they always, they were just so madly in love that they always wanted to, just be all up under each other, like people who are in love too. Really, the sky and the earth are not like this. So Shu had to get in between them because she was air, creating the space between, I guess you could say, the heavens and earth, or the sky and earth. That's a little background of that. I know I'm giving you a not detailed version, but I'm giving you background. So Nut, the grandmother, the goddess of the sky, cosmos, astrology, astronomy, the universe. So one of the first things that I find interesting about Nut is we're always told in a Western perspective of mythology, it's heavenly father, and earth tends to be known as a mother earth. One of the first things that I want to point out right there, I find it interesting that in this story it's heavenly mother and father earth. So the story also mentions that she gave birth to the stars and the planet. Normally when you see Nut kind of in a downward dog position, it's supposed to represent the 2 ends of the sky, and she's blue with stars in her, or she may be a standing woman holding an ankh with a water pot on the top of her head, and I'll explain the significance of that later. Nut, she was originally the goddess of the night sky. Ra is the sun god, one of the most powerful gods in the pantheon as well. One of the stories of how the night sky gets created is that Nut swallows Ra every night, and he goes through her body and comes out creating, dawn, the mother aspect of her, birthing the sun every morning, creating the morning sky, and that cycle repeats daily. So clearly this process, it definitely connects to birthing, it connects to death, it connects to resurrection, which are themes that are also connected with her children, Osiris and Nephthys, Osiris being the god of the dead, and Nephthys being also related to the dead and resurrection. So I find that interesting how that connects there. So the pot on her head, it represents the womb. When I think of the womb, I think of manifestation, I think of creation, but I also think of intuition and spirituality, even interpretive dreams, third eye energy. I think of the womb, I also think of cycles of beginning and ending. Nut also represents a cycle, especially with Ra. Night is created, and then the daytime is created, the nighttime is created, the daytime is created. Embracing cycles as they come, as they end, as they begin, the middle. She represents the womb, she represents manifestation. When you come up with an idea, the idea first exists in a different realm. She is the sky. She is the universe, the water bearer. When you think of Aquarius, Aquarius is also the water bearer, and it is dumping out water. But this water, it represents spiritual knowledge. Where is this water coming from? Where is this constellation getting this water from? It's either coming from a higher source, another dimension, God, whatever you believe in. That information, that knowledge that is being shared to the collective is coming from that source. So when I think of Newt and I think of this pot that's on her head, I think of this same concept of creation and manifestation, where she is that space. She is that space of where this information is stored. She is that space that you can connect to, come up with new ideas. She is that space where, you know how we live in the physical realm, okay? So because we live in the physical realm, manifestations take time. When you get an idea, it takes time for it to manifest into your physical realm. When you're in other dimensions, other planes, you come up with something and it's there. That's why whenever you see, I don't know, The Good Place, for example, or shows that are talking about heaven, you know, you want something and it's instantly there, because you're in a realm where manifestation and thoughts and intention naturally automatically happens. But because we're in a denser and lower dimension, it takes time for things to come into play. So Newt is that space. She is the space of where knowledge is held, spiritual knowledge is held. She is that space. Just like when you think of a womb, it's a space where a manifestation of a child gets developed, okay? It is where you plant a seed in the dark, right? A seed gets planted in the soil, and through time it grows. The pot on her head representing the womb is also connected to manifestation. I hope I'm describing the connection between those two examples, because it's basically the same thing from a different perspective is what I'm trying to highlight here. And when I say that she embraces cycles, not only is she constantly creating the night sky after the daytime, after Ra, she's also the divine grandmother, and she does have a connection to the afterlife. So yes, she is creating life. She births the sun every morning, okay? But she has a connection to the afterlife, because after you die, yes, you go to Osiris, but you go to her first. She's a protector of souls after they pass away. To enter the spiritual realm, you have to go through her. And after souls spend their time in the underworld with Osiris, they're able to reconnect with her in the sky, becoming stars. That is a part of the story of Osiris. So it's a cycle, your life cycle. Cancer and Aquarius is the zodiac signs that I would say are associated with her because of the mother connection that she plays, because Cancer is a very nurturing and maternal sign, but also the water bearer and the source of knowledge, understanding the power of an idea and really seeing it flourish and come through is very Aquarian as well. And just being all about the collective is also very Aquarian. Now, she's the mother goddess. She protects life of our lives and she takes care of us. Even her positioning that she's in, she's the sky. She is like, think of, you know, when we're in fight or flight mode and you see these videos of moms who are able to lift cars to protect their kids and all these things. She is literally hunched over, protecting all of humanity, protecting us. She has her back, protecting us from chaos, from other dimensions. She's protecting us from bad spirits, evil deities, bad juju, but you name it. She is also in a position physically where she's protecting us. Not only does she physically protect us, but she's watching over us, being that she is the sky, and being that the sky is always there, and being that she is the cosmos. And she also supports humans as they transition into the afterlife. Literally a shield in the sky as she protects us from, you know, evil deities and other things of that nature. I know I said more of her background, but I want to really talk about how she plays in our life. So to understand Newt wants you to understand that life is cycle, and certain cycles may come to an end, but also certain cycles may repeat. She's a dark blue color, highlighting that she's connected to the third eye. So What toxic cycles in your life need to come to an end? What traumatic experiences are you still holding on to that have power over your life? Let's say, for example, you could have had a abusive father. And how does that relationship, that unhealed trauma, how has that cycle created a pattern in partners that you choose? What areas do you need to find clarity in? Are you subconsciously manifesting negative things into your life based off of traumas that you have blocked out and haven't processed? That's why shadow work is really important. Or have these traumas or experiences in your life, have they created an inability for you to trust your intuition? What cycles in your life need to end so you can begin a new chapter, a new cycle? And what does a new cycle mean to you? And when I say cycle, don't limit yourself to just, oh, I want a new house, I want a new apartment, I want a new job, or things like that. Yes, that is a part of a cycle. To end a cycle, let's say you are in a rush to end a cycle. If you're in a rush to end a cycle, you haven't fully appreciated the cycle that you're in. You could be stuck in a cycle due to limiting beliefs, due to a lack mindset, traumas, your shadow self that you haven't healed. You could also be trying to jump into a new chapter, into a new cycle, without actually embracing and enjoying and embodying what is needed to be in the next chapter. How can you want to be this next person in your life if you're not showing up as that person in your current life? Do you have gratitude for the place that you're in your current life? Because there was a point in time where your current reality is what you really wanted. Yes, cycles come to an end and they begin, but there's also the middle of the cycle, and really evaluating and gaining clarity and assessing what is needed. What do I need to move forward? What got me here? What can I be grateful for here? And what do I need to release? If you're interested in connecting with Newt, and if you feel like when it comes to clarity and trusting your own intuition or your gut, if you feel like you're also struggling with being able to concentrate, maybe even have a fear of the unknown, maybe you're trying to control your next step. Maybe what you want your next step to be isn't what your next step should be. Sometimes we get so caught up in what we think is best for ourselves that we don't allow room for the universe, God, whatever you believe in, there's what you want and there's what the universe is going to give you. And 9 out of 10 times you're gonna get what the universe gives you, right? Of course, you can make intention and all that stuff, but spirit knows best, okay? Spirit knows best. So do you have room? Are you allowing room? Allow spirit to take over a new direction. Okay, that is important. So maybe you've become so fearful of what is next that you're so stuck in what you want your next step to be instead of embracing what spirit wants your next step to be. Do you feel disconnected from spirit? Do you feel disconnected from God? Do you feel disconnected from your ancestors? Do you feel like you're having a hard time moving past your past and just constantly thinking about what went wrong in your life, or a specific situation that you can't get over? Are you having a hard time being able to self-reflect? These are all areas that Newt would like to help you with. These are all areas that are also connected to your third eye. And I would like to make some suggestions if you are struggling in these areas. And I would like to make some suggestions that would help you not only connect with Newt, but also connect with your third eye and of course, move forward. The first thing I should say clearly is to tap into your third eye energy, reconnect, rebalance your third eye. So you could do this by eating foods that are blue, because the third eye is represented by the color blue. Third eye meditations, third eye yoga poses. You can just look that up. Maybe even getting crystals that are associated with your third eye. You could even journal. Journaling is definitely one thing I recommend. Journaling so that way you can self-reflect, journaling on what areas do I need to gain clarity. Understanding, maybe journaling and asking yourself, what cycle am I in? Where am I stuck? What do I need to move forward? Maybe even having a journal to track new ideas that may be coming into you. Also tracking your dreams. I think meditating while visualizing on Newt. I'm sure there's some sort of meditations that are out there based off Newt. I also recommend maybe meditating with her outside, meditating with her and under the night sky outside especially, and meditating with her under a new moon or a full moon. I don't really think it would make a difference just because she represents cycles. A new moon is the beginning of a cycle, full moon is the end of a cycle. So maybe if you want to be intentional there, you could, match it to either one. Or if you're just maybe even in the middle of a cycle, do the phase of the moon for that. You could work on connecting with your third eye, so wearing the color blue, like a dark blue, because that's the color that's associated with your third eye and her. Eating foods that are blue, meditating on your third eye. There's a bunch of meditations out there. There's chants that you can do. There's yoga poses that you can do that'll help you connect to your third eye. I also recommend journaling for clarity, asking yourself, am I in touch with my spirit guides, my ancestors, God, whatever you believe in. Self-reflecting on, areas that you need clarity, self-reflecting on maybe being intentional, manifesting what you would like to bring in, what new energy you would like to bring into your life. Gain reflection on what cycle you're in so you can start a new cycle, or maybe even writing down your dreams, having some sort of, right when you wake up in the morning, writing down what you dreamt of, or even just tracking new ideas while you get them, tracking and writing down new ideas while they come. Don't be afraid to ask her for guidance, ask your spirit guides, ask yourself, trust your intuition, ask yourself for guidance. She's all about realization and reflection, so figuring out which one applies to you, help you come full circle or start a new chapter in your life. She is the sky, the cosmos. She is the space of manifestation. She's where our ideas, creativity begins. So when you meditate with her, really dive deep into what it is that you want for yourself, but also understand that you are limitless. I think that's the big thing, really just removing yourself from any self-limiting beliefs or boundaries that you may have placed over yourself. And that's where the whole reflection aspect is really important. Yes, she will support you in your manifestations. I also want to talk about some crystals that are associated with her and third eye energy that may help you during this process. Labradorite is one of my favorite for connecting with the spiritual realm. It'll also help relieve anxiety or stress that you may have, and it helps just bring a positive outlook into life. Okay, this one is Numite. So Numite, it helps bridge the spiritual and the physical world together. It'll help you connect to higher knowledge and transformational energy. Also really good for the third eye, and it's also really good for connecting to your psychic abilities and trusting your intuition. Lapis lazuli is another one of my favorites, and that one's also really good for removing negative energies. I would maybe recommend sleeping with this under your pillow with clarity, and it'll also help you connect to your spirit guides or your ancestors or whatever you believe in. I hope this video was helpful. I feel like I talked about a lot of things and I made this way longer than I needed to, but yeah, these deities may be mythology. When you zoom out of the story and really look at the elements of the story and how they connect to a bigger picture, it can really help you in life and it can really help you move forward. And even me sitting here and speaking, I was definitely taking notes for myself. I didn't realize gaining clarity and feeling stuck in a cycle is something that I am currently feeling. So I'm taking this advice as well. But I hope this video resonated with you. I hope I gave you some tips on how to, get out of this stuck space if you're in one, or, how to attract new ideas if you're trying to expand and grow. Please let me know down below what resonated with you, if you know anything about Newt, if I forgot anything. I appreciate you watching my video, and I will see you next week. Bye.